Eddie Howe has hit back after Newcastle United were labelled fools for signing Nick Woltemade. Joelinton has backed up his new German striker as well, and there is obviously a Champions League game to look forward to in just a few hours' time. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. So we've got USG in just a few hours' time, but before we touch on that game, before we bring you the match reaction tonight, and well done all the travelling fans out there in Brussels, a lot of them without tickets, and I would have been there myself, but obviously our daughter was born just 10 days ago, so a bit early to be trying to gallivant away on Champions League trips really, but hopefully I will be seeing a couple of the away days in the near future, and then obviously in the knockout rounds will be very nice as well. But we'll be bringing you a match reaction following that game in Belgium. It's going to be a tough game, but we'll talk about that towards the end of this video and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But I want to speak, and we did a video a couple weeks ago actually, on Bayern Munich taking the mick out of Newcastle for signing Big Nick. You know, they just can't get over the fact that he didn't go to them from Stuttgart. He came to Newcastle, but apparently we're the foolish ones. We're fools because of the price tag that we spent on Nick Woltemade. So let's have a look at exactly what was said. Eddie Howe did hit back in his press conference yesterday evening in Brussels. So off the back of the comments a couple of weeks ago from somebody else at Bayern Munich, a new lad has stepped up to the plate. I'm not going to call him a lad, more of a, I'm not going to swear swirly into the video. But Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, don't know how to say it, don't care, doesn't deserve it. He is a Bayern Munich board advisor, and he's mocked the Magpies for the club record fee that they spent on Woltemade last month. Well, actually in August now, we're in October now. How mad is that? The year is flying by. So, Bayern Munich had been in talks with Stuttgart for ages. They thought they'd agreed a fee for Woltemade, but they wouldn't go past the £53 million mark. So, this Rummenigge, well, we'll just go with Rummy. I can only congratulate the people in Stuttgart for finding, let me use quotation marks here. This is him, by the way. This is his sentence. This is not me saying, let me use quotation marks. He said, I can only congratulate the people in Stuttgart for finding, and let me use quotation marks here, a fool. A fool who paid that much money, because we certainly wouldn't have done that in Munich. My dears. What a statement that is. I can't believe he's just dropped the let me use quotation marks here. He's loving it, isn't he? He's really going for it. He's really sending for Newcastle here. This is so unprofessional. I hope we'll get Bayern Munich in the Champions League now. I mean, on one hand I don't, because great team, Harry Kane and all that, firing them. But on one hand I do, because I would love to rub it in their faces and see Woltemade score against them and see our Rummy devastated, hands and head. That's what I would love to see. Yeah, knock Bayern Munich out. That would be beautiful in the Champions League, because when he's coming out here, it's just pathetic, really. You know, you're a board advisor at Bayern Munich and you're coming out and saying that we're fools. It's disrespectful to say the least, isn't it? Not only on, you know, a German talent in Woltemade, but a European club in Newcastle as well, just taking the piss out of everybody. So anyways, we don't need to give him any more limelight on what he said. We want to hear what Eddie Howe has said after he heard these remarks. Remember, Woltemade has got 2 and 2. I think he's only had 2 chances and scored 2 goals. So, you know, 2 from 3 starts for Newcastle, really, since he started at Bournemouth. But Eddie Howe defended him yesterday in that press conference. He said, I always think with these types of things, it's irrelevant really. Market forces dictate transfer fees, not necessarily any one club. We're very pleased to have Nick with us. I think he started very strongly in what has been a difficult period for him. It's frustrating for him to have no training time with us of any note. I think he's done really, really well. We're really pleased to have him with us, and the transfer fee, for me, is absolutely irrelevant. A bit like this bloke in Germany, you know, the Rummy, Bayern's Rummy. He's irrelevant, to be honest with you, because he's absolutely taking the mick and going overboard with his comments there. And, you know, it's good to see Eddie Howe being diplomatic, but also smart and sensible with it, as per usual. It's right. No, we don't choose what the transfer fees are. Do you know what I mean? The market does. Obviously, we overpaid for Woltemade. He had 1 good season, but he's a really promising talent. People said we overpaid for Isak at the time when it was 63 million from Sociedad. People said we overspent for Tino Livramento, for Lewis Hall, for Gordon. So we'll wait and see how that works out. I'm pretty sure we won't be fools, actually, because we always get a good deal at the end of it. When you look at since the takeover, the money we've spent, the value for that has just been pretty much nailed on. 1 or 2 might not have hit it, but most of them have really came up trump, haven't they? They've really worked out well. So, yeah, I think it's bang out of order what this Bayern Munich bloke has been saying. And Eddie Howe's come back there and said it's irrelevant. He's irrelevant, to be honest, isn't he? But he's saying, you know, it's irrelevant what people think, what the price tag is, because look around the market. Look what Man United have been paying for players for years. 90 million for Anthony. The wages, the fees, everything is through the roof these days. It's mental. Chelsea for their players. Everyone, really, to be honest with you. And Newcastle have had to do that this summer, especially for Woltemade, because it was desperation. Obviously, we wish we had got him in at the start of pre-season, because Eddie Howe's saying there, he hasn't had any training of note. So this is a player that stepped in, a 23-year-old German kid, came to the Premier League, scored 2 at St James's Park in his 2 starts there in the league, should have had a pen at Bournemouth. He's in a team that isn't gelling, isn't clicking, isn't giving him much service. We don't look like ourselves at all. We're trying to find our style this year after Isak left. You know, we're trying to find a new system for us. Woltemade is obviously very different to Isak. He's dropping deeper, he's got a great first touch, but how do we implement that in our style of play? How do we get him involved? These things are going to take time. But thankfully for us, Woltemade has pretty much hit the ground running. A couple of goals already, you know, 2 and 3 starts. And speaking of Isak before, and I don't want to bang the drum about Isak because I think we do have to move on. But it is quite funny, isn't it? I watched that Galatasaray game last night with a little smirk on my face because he came off the bench and did a few touches, no goals. Head over his shirt again, absolutely wounded. It's on the screen there for you to see. Terrible start of life for him at Liverpool. Liverpool crumbling a little bit now. Been lucky all season, especially against us. In the last couple of games, they deservedly got beat. So that could be the way it's going. And things aren't clicking at Liverpool. And this is you know, you can't highlight Woltemade for 60-odd million and be like, oh, well, you know, what a waste of money, foolish, even though he scored more goals than Isak for 125 million. But both teams are adapting. Both teams are learning how to play with their new strikers. And it's not going to be an overnight one. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't an overnight one with Isak when he first came to Newcastle. So this bloke in Bayern Munich here, they just look bitter to me. Bitter at Bayern. That's all they are. Bayern bitters. German bitter sweets. And it's going to be sweet for us when Woltemade keeps on improving and heading up and keep getting those headers into the back of the net, yeah? And apparently he didn't score his head. That's what Germany were all telling us. Oh, even though he's 6'6", can't head the ball. Both goals for us have been headers. Be nice to see one of these feet soon. Hopefully USG this afternoon. But yeah, what else was said? Was anything else there in Eddie Howe? Well, speaking of that, he's saying there it's great to see him score with his head. As I said, when we signed him, we knew he's a big player. This has to be a source of goals for him. With the height that he brings, it's something we felt we could really improve. The 2 headers were his own work, and he deserves the praise for them because they were 2 outstanding moments. Once the team services him and gives him better balls in and around the box, there are other ways he can score as well, but that's definitely a promising start. It is very promising. Like I said, he hasn't had time to work with his teammates, as Eddie Howe said. We haven't had time to adapt and get used to him, but he's already off the mark, and he's already banged goals in the back of the net, so you'd think it was only going to be an improvement in on the up from here, really. Howe was then asked, would Woltemade be affected by his price tag? He's not that type of character, said Eddie Howe. I don't think he necessarily overthinks too much, which is a really big strength. Whatever we have paid for him is irrelevant. What he is going to be judged on is how he performs in the team and what he gives to the club going forward. I would urge any footballer to try and dust that off. But it's easier said than done. I've seen players be weighed down by the fee or the expectation, but he's very relaxed. He looks like he's enjoying his football, enjoying being here, and ultimately that is the key. And you know how it is, what we've seen so far of Big Nick is that he is very chilled, you know, a cool character, calm, goes about his business, doesn't take things too seriously, and that's great for now, and he's going to have to continue that because there will be spells where he is going to be up against it and where people would start mentioning the price tag if he didn't score in a few games. Like I just did with Isak, like everyone is with Isak today in the mainstream media and stuff, and like they are with Florian Wirtz at Liverpool as well. So those times could come, might come. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully he just keeps on scoring. But if it does, that's when you'll be tested. But for now, he looks like he's got the personality, the character, and the judgment, and the, you know, a really mature head on him for a lad that is only 23. So I'm impressed so far by Woltemade. I think he's great technically. I think he's got a fantastic first touch. And I'm excited to see him hopefully play this afternoon again against USG and then at home on Sunday against Forest in the flesh as well, because you know it's a trouble so far, isn't it? He's been coming off after an hour. He came off against us and then we all felt a shit. So it shows there we need Wissa back to come in and carry the load as well. But for now, let's hope Woltemade can carry on playing and carry on scoring. Let us know what you have made of Woltemade so far in black and white. Now then, it was also Joelinton that was involved in the press conference yesterday, and he was speaking on Woltemade. He was saying he's a good lad. He came with a lot of expectation, but we're very happy with him. We love the way he's been in the training ground. He's a cool guy, he's a nice character, and he's also a great talent. Joelinton mentioned the fact of, you know, him coming with a big price tag, the pressure that was on him. He said he's here to help him, he's here to help like the other players are. Joelinton mentioned him being here for a long time now, but he said the fans will have his back, the fans will appreciate him, and he just needs to go and play for the badge and play for the fans. He needs to feel that love, and he already has. He's already seen the love with his song already, so Joelinton thinks he's going to be a big success here at Newcastle. And Joelinton was speaking as well on himself at Newcastle, you know, saying how much he loves the club, loves the city. He says he feels a connection with the fans, and I'm enjoying my football playing in front of the Geordies. I hope we can stay together for a few more years. My family loves it here, and we are all very happy in Newcastle. So that's what we love to see from Big Joe, smiling there, bigging up the city, the fans. And we hope we've got a few more years with you as well, Big Joe, because, I mean, what a player, what a story for him, and him there lifting the cup as well. Just what a turnaround, what a bloke, what a player. So Woltemade can really touch on him, to be fair, like lean on him and ask for advice and hopefully thrive off that as well. But it is USG in just a few hours' time, so we're going to have to wrap this video up, to be fair, like, got loads to do. But Brussels, where the Toon Army are partying at the minute, it'll be Lotto Park tonight, 5:45 kick-off UK time. And I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also a bit scared. You can see a full preview of this on the podcast we did on Monday night if you go onto YouTube, then the live section. And obviously remember, we do have a live podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. In that one, and I mentioned it again, these are a really good side. Now, we know it's the Belgian League. They did thrash PSV Eindhoven 3-1 away in their opening Champions League game. But they are a good team. That promise up front, very promising. To be fair, he's dangerous. I think he'll end up in the Premier League soon. He's one to keep an eye out on. And I do believe that they'll be coming to the game full of confidence. They're in full form, full effect, full everything, to be fair. Full metal jacket. They'll be going for it. You know, they'll be fearless as well, because they'll be thinking we're at home, yeah. There's a big chance for us to prove ourselves against the top English side. So they'll be dead up for it. We need to make sure we are dead up for it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what team Eddie Howe picks. But with I think it's 20 odd games unbeaten or something, man, for USG. It's crazy. Like we're saying, what's the level like in Belgium, really? But again, you've got to look out for them. They are the champions. Show them respect. Got some good players. They'll be bang up for it. It's not going to be easy. I'm kind of thinking it could be a draw, you know. I really can't decide on this one. Really can't. I'm thinking, is it going to be 2-2? Is it 2-1 either way? It's hard to say before you see the team. How strong is Howe going? Is Woltemade playing? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, I'm going to actually call it as a draw. But wait and see, and let us know your score predictions in the comments below. Subscribe to the Bayern Channel TV, and enjoy yourself.